Sir, may I come in?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sachin.
Yes.
Sachin RAHAR.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you come from Jhunjhunu, Shekhawati,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
And okay. So give us a brief introduction about yourself.
Sir, my name is Sachin RAHAR and I come from predominantly rural region of India, Jhunjhunu. I did my schooling from a boys boarding school, Bidla Public School, Pilani. And then I did my graduation from the metropolitan city of Delhi from Hindu College. And I have tried to utilize all the opportunities that were given to me by my school and college, such as playing sports, winning national gold medal in Taekwondo, and extracurricular, co-curricular activities such as holding national debate, KK Bidla debate, and also participating in college in Students' Union, being the Joint Secretary of Hindu College.
Okay. Perfect. And you have pursued geography
Yes, sir.
in your MA?
Yes, sir.
And okay. This is your 5th attempt
Yes, sir.
for the civil services?
Yes, sir.
And you tried NDA also?
Yes, sir.
What went wrong in NDA selection?
Sir, I got recommended by the SSP and I was fit for all in medical also. But when I came back home, I was diagnosed with pilonidal sinus and I had to undergo a surgery which took a very long time, sir. And still it could not get cured. So I was in college and I used to struggle with that. And now I have maintained my lifestyle in such a way that it does not become any more hazardous for
So
me.
you were selected, but you did not join
Yeah, because of the medical issue that I faced afterwards, sir.
afterwards.
Yes, sir.
But your medical, you were through the medical.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Earlier I was through the medicals.
Which branch was allocated to you?
Sir, Air Force.
Air Force.
Yes,
You were
sir.
allocated Air Force.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your DAF doesn't say that, it says no, you joined. It doesn't say that you qualified and you did not join. That's your option.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have done geography now, and 5 years you've been trying it.
Yes, sir.
And studying at one of the finest schools one can think of. You claim that you come from the rural background of India.
Yes, sir.
So what is rural about the Birla Public School in Pilani?
Sir, I was born and brought up in a village in Ladusar, sir, in Jhunjhunu district. So I come from rural background through that. And then it was my decision. I wanted to go and pursue something better which was not available in my area. So that's why I decided to go for boarding school in Bidla Public School, Pilani.
So after doing this,
Yes, sir.
why did you think of teaching as a career than going for civil services?
Sir, as I respect both the careers, but I have immense respect for civil servants, one, and second, sir, seeing the lifestyle of civil servants, sir, that actually motivated me towards that. Because when I was in school, our chief guest was Mr. Vinod Rai, CAG of India, then. So that really motivated me during that time.
Okay. So that was the motivation?
Sir,
Alone?
no, sir. Yeah, it is very emotional as well for me because while I was growing up, I saw when I used to meet my relatives, I saw a lot of people had child marriage when I was growing up. But now when I go back in the same area, I see that rarely, I never found anybody, sir. Even the age has increased to 26, 27 also. So, and when I inquired with my father about that, and he told me that it was actually a collector who persuaded people and it was, the menace was curbed, sir, in my region specifically. And now sex ratio also of Jhunjhunu has much higher than the Rajasthan as the state.
So these were anecdotal instances which prompted you to join the service.
Which motivated me in the sense that it can affect a lot of people at once.
Okay.
And if I want to work for the society, then I thought that this would be the best platform, sir.
All right. You know, we have beautiful Himalayas. And right from Zojila to, you look at the Leh Ladakh and Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, where we used to have about 40 feet of snow, This time we haven't had even 8 feet of snow. What are the reasons for that?
Sir, the main reason for snow in this season in Himalayas is western disturbances. But this time it has been disturbed because of the climate change, one, which is globally affecting the areas. Second is that this year we are predicting that it is an El Nino year. Sir. So these are the two factors which are contributing for lower snowfall in the region, sir.
El Nino.
Yes, sir.
How does it work, El Nino?
Sir, in a normal year, the waters in the South American plateau are colder in nature, sir, the coast of South American plateau. But during El Nino year, it warms up, which takes away water from Central Pacific Ocean towards South American plateau. And then there is all the entire cycle of high pressure and low pressure, which weakens the masculine high basin in near Africa coast, and then it weakens the entire our monsoonal rainfall, sir. So that impacts our monsoon.
So what is your assessment? Will the winter go dry, or there would be western disturbances which have also significantly reduced over decades? So will there be any snowfall and rain in winters, or it will be a dry winter?
Sir, until now it has been relatively drier in nature, but I had already seen the weather predictions, sir. There will be rain, sir, some, but not entirely as comparison to the previous years, sir.
Okay. In the overall scheme of landscape, what is the important significance of deserts?
Sir, deserts as such they are part of biosphere, so they are sustaining a large ecosystem themselves, sir. And there are plants and animals which are specifically designed for the desert regions, sir. And then in the sense it also leads to the cycle of environment which is already there, sir. If desert had not been there, then a lot of low pressure areas or high pressure areas which are created on the subtropical high pressure belt would not have been as powerful as they are at this moment. So it would have disturbed the entire ecosystem, sir.
Now tell me, there was this Government of India scheme, desertification scheme. Are you okay with that?
Sir, I am not aware of the specifics, sir. I'll have to read.
That they wanted to green the deserts. They wanted to green the deserts, that the desert should eliminate. And we should have fertile soil, convert them into forests. Is this a wise decision?
Sir, I believe, in my humble opinion, we should curb the expansion of deserts, sir. That is desertification. Instead of converting deserts to green areas which are already there, because deserts have their own importance in their ecosystem. So we should try and eliminate the expansion of deserts, sir.
So which is the feature that protects the mainland of India from expansion of the desert?
Sir, as such, it had been Aravalli, sir, till now, because the expansion had been there. But still, Thar Desert expands by 1 centimeter every year. So we are already creating, we have decided to create Aravalli Green Wall region, sir, in that area, seeing the African Green Wall initiative which was there. So it was earlier Aravalli, now again we are trying to build the same ecosystem which was there, sir.
Okay, through the green wall.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sachin,
Yes, sir.
well, I find that your father was an executive engineer and has been engaged in various kind of execution of projects. Can you tell us as to what kind of projects can be envisaged in the current scenario of things?
Sir, if I may ask, projects in like
Well,
watershed-
let's talk about civil. Let's be specific. We have a civil project coming in. What kind of business models can we have in a civil project?
Sir, civil projects, which are infrastructural civil projects.
Yes.
Sir, we have PPP models in infrastructural civil projects,
Yes.
which are already there.
And what does that mean?
Sir, it is public-private partnership. So, government and private companies partnership. They do the partnership and execute the projects, such as highways, which are already there. So now it is a hybrid model which is there in the highways.
And what is that hybrid model called?
Hybrid annuity models.
Yes. Now tell me, what are the selling features of HAM?
Sir, in HAM, the risks and rewards both are shared by the government and the private entity. Their earlier model, which was there, BOT model, build, operate, and transfer. There we had a lot of risk which was already given to the private sector. So they were not participating in the infrastructural projects.
So in a HAM project, let's be the consensus here. What's the biggest risk which he has to undertake and which he has to take care of in a HAM project?
Sir, land acquisition is a very big risk. Another is these are very long gestation projects. So by the time the next government comes, or by the time there are other issues which can arise, so these are long gestation periods. So these are
So to protect himself or itself, a contractor in a HAM project will what will be his first priority, top priority?
Sir, his first priority would be to give the responsibility of land acquisition to the government.
No, that's the only acquisition. Once the project is taken over, what will be his top priority as a prudent businessman?
So that it does not get offset by the.
I'm giving you cues. You're not getting me the answer which I'm looking for. But in an annuity project, his annuity will start only when he completes the project.
Yes, sir.
So he's a loser all throughout. The more the delay, the more the annuity get deferred. So the priority of any player would be to see that he completes the project in time.
Okay, sir.
Final question to you. I find that you are a debater.
Yes, sir.
You got a gold medal, best speaker award. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I give you a topic. Think it over. One nation, one election. Are you for or against? Think it over and then let me know, and then I'll mark my timing, and you have 2 minutes.
Sir, I have 2 minutes to prepare and then.
No, 1 minute to prepare and 2 minutes to speak.
Yes, sir.
3 minutes.
seconds to prepare.
Okay, okay. No, chairman says
30 seconds to finish
50.
your argument.
Chairman says, okay, I give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds to think, 2 minutes to speak.
Sir, can I start?
Yeah, your time starts now.
Yes, sir.
Are you for the motion or against the motion?
Against the motion, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
One nation, one election, sir. We have seen the talks about simultaneous election in the country, but since the India is a very federal country, we can't have one approach going around in the entire country. Firstly, this approach of one nation, one election would be very difficult in seeing the constitutional arrangement that we already have, because then we'll have to change the tenure of the states accordingly. Any state can be dissolved at any time, the legislative assembly of the state. We had the same system before 1965, but it was turned out to be unsuccessful. That's why we switched to another system now that we have already. Furthermore, it will also impact the ideologies of the central government getting impacted on the state governments, which will hamper the grassroots democracy of the country. These are the major issues.
All right, fine, thank you.
Sachin, going by your DAP details,
Yes, sir.
your achievements in the past have been quite impressive. And I see that you have taken part in mock parliament discussing farm issues.
Yes, sir.
In the agitation which was held in the recent past, what were the three main issues farmers had?
Sir, the first issue was the MSP which was there. farmers wanted a legislation for the MSP and a guarantee for the MSP. The second issue was privatization, which was given by corporatization of the agriculture, which was thought of in the farm laws. And the third was that there was no consensus building. There was no stakeholder approach which was applied, and they were not discussed beforehand. And dissolution of APMCs, which was again a very significant issue in the states of Punjab and Haryana, sir.
What are your views on contract farming?
Sir, in my personal opinion, sir, I think Indian farm sector requires a complete overhaul, sir, which will include contract farming as such, to impart the benefits of globalization and also technology to the farmers at the grassroots, sir.
Would you prefer contract farming to cooperative farming? And if yes, why?
Sir, I would prefer cooperative farming over contract farming in this question, but I think we require a synthesis of both the approaches together, sir.
Recently, there was mass suspension of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha MPs. Do you agree with the decision taken by the respective leaders of the houses?
Sir, if I go by certain reports, in the parliament, the debate and deliberation has decreased significantly and the disruptions are rising. And the main cause of disruptions rising is that there is no certainty of punishment on the disruptions. So I believe there is a requirement of suspension, but I don't think that there is a requirement of mass suspension on a large scale, which again disrupts the value of the parliament, that is discussion and deliberation, sir.
It was followed by that mimicry episode. Do you support that?
No, sir, certainly I do not support that.
Why?
Because I believe that parliamentarians are not just individuals in their own regard, they also give to the people who of the country a sight of what country is actually. And they are also role models for a lot of young children and kids. So I believe that parliamentarians should behave properly inside and outside the parliament, both places, sir.
But mimicry is not something which is legally forbidden.
Sir, it might not be legally forbidden, but it definitely gives a wrong indication to the people who hold them in high regard, sir.
As for the gender ratio, what is the male-female ratio in the country and in your state in particular?
Sir, in the country it is around 945. In my state it is around 928, sir.
Which is the least? Where is it the least?
Sir, I'm not exactly sure of the reason, sir.
Okay.
But it is in the state of Haryana, sir, the least.
Okay.
And particularly the district of Dadri, sir. It is the least.
Any social evils which you might prioritize if given a chance of eradication in your state?
Sir, in my state one would be child marriage, sir. It is still a menace in a large area, and there are festivals which are conducted. On those festivals child marriage happen on mass, sir. That is one of the social evils, sir, I would definitely try to curb, sir.
Has it been taken up in seriousness by the earlier governments?
Sir, I think yes, sir, it has been taken up in very seriousness, but still we lack practical approach and on-ground approach for these issues, sir.
If we take last 10 years, what is the quantum of improvement you seem to realize?
In my state,
Yeah.
sir, earlier Rajasthan was there in the top states where child marriage was conducted. But now recently the surveys say that it is not Rajasthan, it is West Bengal. And still the burden of child marriage is not in Rajasthan as high as it is in West Bengal, Bihar, UP and Maharashtra. So it has significantly decreased in the states.
I was seeing your choices of states. You have not included UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh.
Sir, I have included, sir. I have made the choice accordingly.
Maybe it's lower down.
Sir, it was the zone wise, sir.
Yeah.
That is zone.
Sir, I included in the second zone, sir.
Why not in the first?
Sir, I selected my home cadre, sir, in the first zone. So it automatically selected Rajasthan.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Sachin,
Yes, sir.
you come from Jhunjhunu,
Yes, sir.
and Rajasthan is a desert-dominated state. Tell me the relationship of deserts in the world and latitude relevant to that. You are a student of geography.
Yes, sir. Sir, most of the deserts are located in the subtropical high pressure belt, sir. Because of high pressure, the rainfall is very less in these regions. The cloudiness is relatively very lower.
Okay.
The second is, sir, continuity of the desert, sir.
No. Let us remain on the first point. You have just told me what happens, but why does it happen? You have not told me.
Sir, the reason is subtropical high pressure belt, where high pressure remains in the region, sir, itself. So it is the latitude around 35 degree,
Correct.
which is there. So in that latitude, the high pressure remains.
Give me names of some other deserts in this latitude.
Sir, Sahara Desert, sir, the largest
Okay.
desert, is also in this same latitude.
Okay.
Thar Desert is in the same latitude.
Okay.
And sir, Australian desert, sir.
You were telling me about the continental distribution. So what are the deserts in South America?
Sir, Patagonia Desert is there in South America, which is on the leeward side of the
Okay.
Andes Mountain.
So this is only one belt, geographical latitude belt. What is the other geographical latitude belt where you find deserts?
Sir, the other belt is also near 65 degrees, but that is not that predominant in comparison to this belt.
Name a few deserts in that.
Sir, Gobi Desert one, Siberian Desert is also in the same latitude.
Yeah.
So these are
And the Australian one.
Australian deserts, sir.
Yeah, okay. If you have to explain differential and integral calculus to a layman, what is the best way to explain? How will you explain what is differential calculus?
Sir, differential calculus is when a small amount of change occurs in a substance, then we can calculate what that change could be. So it is, if 1 is increased by 0.1, then what could that change be? That's what the differential. 0.1 would be a very large number, but very small number, sir, in comparison to that.
Now, you are not hitting the nail on its head. Is the instantaneous rate of change of any process.
Yes, sir.
Generally, changes are measured in averages over long periods. But if you have to calculate instantaneous rate of change, then you need differential calculus. And how will you explain integral calculus?
Sir, integral calculus, I would use the graph system, sir.
Tell me.
We can find the area beneath the graph between 2 points where the line connects them. So through that, we'll increase the area in a marginal manner.
Okay. That's fine. IFS is your third choice.
Yes, sir.
And you have also spoken about Israel-Palestine conflict in some seminar in your college or something.
Yes, sir.
What was the year when you spoke on this subject?
Sir, it was 2014, sir. I was
14.
11th standard.
So from 2014 till 2023, explain to me the changes in Israel-Palestine relationship.
Sir, earlier we had seen that the relationship was getting better between both the parties. But now recently, because of the Hamas getting control over the Gaza Strip, more and more control and getting radical over the period of time. And then the geopolitics has also evolved in the same region where Hamas is getting support from Iran as such and other rebellious groups, sir. So now it has come down to a very low point, sir, at this point in comparison to 2014.
I would have expected little more analytical statement on this. Okay, tell me about India's foreign policy vis-a-vis Indo-Pacific region.
Yes, sir. Sir, India, first of all, India wants to become the sole security provider in the Indian Ocean, sir.
Really?
Indian Ocean, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. In the Indian Ocean. And in Indo-Pacific, largely India's aim is to have a collaborative partnership with all the countries which are there in the Indo-Pacific, and also with the East Asian and South Asian countries which are there, and then US and Canada, which are already strong partners of India. That way, and Australia also, sir, which is India's strong partner through the Quad maritime exercise.
Which is the country which should certainly be kept in all discussions during any Indo-Pacific issue, discussion on any Indo-Pacific issue?
Sir, it would be the USA.
Indonesia. It is right at the heart of Indo-Pacific, isn't it?
Sir, it is, but the USA is the largest country. If we don't bring USA into
Of
the
course, I mean,
consensus, then
that of course goes without saying, but Indonesia is the country which is at the heart of Indo-Pacific region. All right, I'll pass it on.
Good afternoon, Sachin.
good afternoon, sir.
You come from Junjunu.
Yes, sir.
This name Junjunu, what's the history of this?
Sir, it is named after a commander, Junjar Singh, who was a Jat leader in the region. He helped another Rajput king to overthrow the Muslim rulers of the state, Muslim rulers of the region, sir, Junjunu region. And afterwards, he was treacherously murdered by the Rajput king, who was Shardul Singh. And then, because of that murder, the folklore emerged, and the region was named after him, sir.
What's the local language in Junjunu?
Sir, it is said Marwadi, sir, which is the local language. But it is not exactly Marwadi, it is more related to the Hindi only, sir.
Okay, your primary education is done in Hindi?
Yes, sir. My schooling was done in Hindi.
So what do you think? Are regional languages dying in India?
Sir, I don't think regional languages are dying in India. A different constitution provides every state government to have its policies for its own language, and also for the communication of government offices also. So governments are allowed to use that. And then certainly the evolution of social media has given an impetus to the regional languages in the regions, where regional influencers are also rising in this country.
Okay. Sachin, and your optional is geography.
Yes, sir.
Geography is a subject of humanities or science?
Sir, there is a debate in this regard. So some consider that it is science subject and some consider it as humanities subject. If it is to be my opinion, then I consider it as a science subject, sir.
Interesting. Coming to your hobbies part, you have mentioned about acrylic painting on everyday life. You paint on cloth or paper?
Sir, canvas, sir.
Okay. And other thing you have mentioned, self-defense instructor.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the practical utility of Gada? Are you getting me? The mace, the Gada?
Yes, sir.
In ancient and medieval time, what was the practical utility of Gada?
Sir, in ancient and medieval time, it was used as a weapon. And in present time, sir, it is used as an instrument in the gym, sir, to build the bodies. So in ancient medieval time, people used to carry that weapon along with them. And whenever they come across an enemy, they used to utilize that because it is heavy in nature, sir. So it could be struck to weaker areas of the body, and that could dismantle the enemy. And now, sir, it is gaining prominence in gym instruments, sir.
I was asking for the practical utility as compared to other weapons.
Sir, the practical utility in the sense it is kept near the body of the person. So he could use his entire force on the weaponry, sir, in comparison to other weapons.
Interesting. Other thing you have mentioned, reading non-fiction books. Why non-fiction?
Sir, while growing up, I did not have that much access to the books. So when I came to college and in my school as well, I started reading. So accordingly, I chose non-fiction books to develop to broaden my horizon in that sense, and self-improvement books to build my personality in that sense. Because the area that I come from, there the reading habits are very poor, sir.
Okay. Sachin, can you tell me the importance of fictional books for a development of a human being?
Sir, recently I have taken up a lot of fictional books just to improve myself in that regard. Sir, first of all, it gives the cultural difference which is shown in the fictional books, broadens the horizon in a lot of sense. Recently I read the book To Kill a Mockingbird.
To kill a
Mockingbird. That introduced me to the American black rights and white rights. And I was actually astonished to see a lot of school age which is there in America and India, school days which is there in America and India. And next, sir, I was reading Jane Austen's book, which first time introduced me to the inner workings of the minds of females, sir, which earlier I was not, because I studied in a boys' boarding school, so I was not intrigued by that.
Which book was that? Jane Austen's.
Pride and Prejudice, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. So I believe fictional books, first in the sense, books are not just to gain knowledge, they are also to introduce us to different cultures, sir. So fictional books do a fantastic job in that sense. And second, sir, language improvement is also done through fictional books in comparison to non-fiction books. Because while I'm reading Jane Austen, she is from British, that era. So that introduces me to different kind of language. To Kill a Mockingbird introduces me to Victorian language, which was there. So these are primarily major things, sir.
Okay. Okay, Sachin. Thank you.
One simple question. I forgot to mention or ask, I was reminded after he asked you about your painting. What are the differences between acrylic, oil and water painting?
Yes, sir. Sir, in acrylic painting, the paint is suspended in the acrylic solution in comparison to oil painting where it is suspended in the oil. And acrylic acid, which is H4C3O2, there it is suspended in that. And water-based paints are, sir, completely water-based.
Okay.
So when we are painting afterwards, it is very difficult to dissolve the oil paint, sir. So we can't fade that away. But in acrylic painting, we are given that freedom because these are water-based paints. So we can fade them away, and we can also bring the contrast. So in water-based paint, it is very difficult to bring the contrast between the twilight time, between the day and night, which fades away. But in acrylic paint, it is easier to do in comparison to that. And it also gives us freedom to paint on a variety of like canvas, paper, also on the actual materials which are there, in comparison to oil paint, which does not give us that variety, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
So, Sachin,
Yes, sir.
we are done with you. We didn't try to engage on your self-defense. Being a gold medalist, we didn't want to be thrown on the mat, right? So instead, we thought we'll skip it. But tell me, Taekwondo is inspired by which traditional martial art?
Sir, Taekwondo developed in Korea, sir. And its literal meaning is kicking, boxing in a way. So it was actually independently developed in Korea itself, but we can say that it has elements of the Chinese and Japanese martial arts also, sir.
Chinese and Japanese martial arts.
Yes, sir. Like Japanese is karate, sir. Japanese martial arts. Chinese is kung fu in that sense.
And where does Aikido fit? Aikido.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware of.
You're not aware of Aikido?
Yes, sir.
Check it out.
Sir, I will definitely.
Anyway, okay. So we are done with your formal interaction with you.
Yes.
So this is your interview number.
So this is my first interview.
First interview in 5 attempts.
Yes, sir.
And how many mocks have you had?
This is my first mock, sir.
First mock.
Yes.
Okay, for first mock and first interview, you are extremely composed. I must say that incredibly composed you are, and congratulations for that.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent demeanor and presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Well, let me tell you that this personal interaction has nothing to do with your knowledge. We are done with it. Mains has done with that. So no more student kind of a relationship. Rather, we are looking at a young officer. Whether he has officer-like presentation, officer-like demeanor, composure, reasoning, balance, view, and is he honest enough? Integrity, how does the integrity seep through his conversation, right? So these are the things that we are looking at. And the questions that we raised or the board will ask you will primarily come from three things. One is your DAF. The second is your education and the subject you chose for the optional. And third would be the general basket of current affairs. So you need to prepare for that. And when is your interview?
So the date it is
Okay.
not.
So you have plenty of
Yes.
one, you don't have stage fear. One could see that you don't have the stage fear.
Yes.
You were free to, and most importantly, when you were asked to make a speech on One Nation, One Election, you went against the motion. And while addressing, you are not answering to him. Instead, you address the whole board, which is fantastic. The communication that came through was very good. So, but there are a few things that I would like to mention to you. Now you have not buttoned your shirt, top button, collar.
Yes, sir.
So collar has to be buttoned. I can see your sweatshirt under it or a tee under it, and your tie should be fully fixed like this,
Yes, sir.
right? Please do that. And secondly, कोई बात आराम से करना, ये पहला मॉक है, पहला इंटरव्यू, no worries. This is very small thing. 2, do you always sit like that, like this?
No, sir.
How would you like to sit?
So like this.
Like this? Why do you want a prop to hold on to? Can't you sit relaxed like this
I
and
can.
use your hands whenever you want to?
Yes, sir.
Legs thoda sa, yeah, so much better, right? We say that nearly 10 inches to a foot wide feet, that's enough, and so should be the knees, okay? So that will do, this posture will do. And since you are holding on like this, you are only moving one finger like this. So use the freedom of hands like this and then move. If you have to move, just don't point one finger. So move the whole hand. And you're such a handsome guy,
Thank you, sir.
right? You should bring in confidence when you come. Certain questions, when you felt that you didn't answer appropriately, your level of confidence went down. The spark in your eyes was gone thereafter.
Okay, sir.
Right? Mind you, there would be questions which you are not expected to know. There would be questions which you genuinely do not know. So what? We all don't know. And the board doesn't expect you to know everything under the sun. So don't worry about it. One question you have not been able to answer. 2 questions you have not been able to answer. It does not matter. But don't hazard a wild guess. That will worsen the things because the board member who is asking the question is thorough with that knowledge. Right? So please don't do that. Since you have a lot of time, what I suggest is, you're very good. But still, prepare a question bank of about 100 questions from your DAF, education, general knowledge, and general knowledge questions will keep changing as you go towards your interview date, right? So ask people to prepare questions on your DAF. Don't prepare yourself, ask somebody to read your DAF and prepare. Then make bullet points.
Sir, I'm sorry, can I drink some water, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Some...
Anyway, yeah, you can take this.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. So make some bullet points and then you can talk. You don't have to rehearse the full prose. You are very good at communication. Your language is fine, grammar is fine, so you don't have to worry. So make those questions, practice them, and you will gain more confidence. You are very good. You come as an appropriate candidate.
Thank you, sir.
For the civil services, right? All the very best. This is what comes to my mind. No, anything? Okay.
Yeah.
And you have any questions of us?
So not at this moment.
Not at this moment. All the very best. Do well, Sachin.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Take care.
All the
Thank you,
best.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
और टाई थोड़ा लंबी करना, अपने बेल्ट तक आने देना,
Yes, sir.
है ना? वो बिल्कुल एंड से भी बन जाती है. ओके.
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है.
Thank you, sir.